Today we're going to be looking at how to multiply whole numbers by negative fractions. To show this, we have a couple of examples that we're going to work through together here, so let's get started. For question number 1, we're being asked to multiply 5 times negative 5/6. And as we can see up top here highlighted in yellow, when we're multiplying whole numbers by negative fractions, the first step is to multiply the numerators. But before we can do this, we need to rewrite our whole number as a fraction. And any time that you're rewriting a whole number as a fraction, you're going to write a fraction where the value of the whole number is going to be the numerator and the denominator is going to have a value of 1. Now we're going to rewrite the rest of this multiplication problem, so we have times negative 5/6. So now we can actually multiply our numerators. But as we can see here, we have a negative and a positive. So just like when we're multiplying integers, as we can see up top highlighted in blue, when we multiply integers that have different signs, our answer is going to be a negative product. And when we multiply integers that have the same signs, our answer is going to be a positive product. So since we have two different signs here, our answer is going to be a negative product. So when we multiply 5 times negative 5, we get negative 25. And now we can move on to multiplying our denominators. And when we multiply 1 times 6, we get 6 for the fraction of negative 25/6. So now we're going to move on to simplifying this fraction. And since we have an improper fraction here, we're going to convert this improper fraction into a mixed number. And to do this, we're going to imagine that this negative 25 is just 25 to make this a little easier. So we're going to think, how many equal groups of 6 can we make out of 25? Well, we know that we can make 4 equal groups of 6 out of 25, and that's going to leave us with 1 left over. So that 1 is now going to be our numerator, and our denominator's value has not changed. It's still in 6, though we have 4 and 1/6. But we do have to include our negative sign here because our numerator was a negative value. So to do this, we're going to put our negative sign in front of our whole number to show that this is a negative 4 and 1/6. So when we multiply 5 times negative 5/6, we get the mixed number of negative 4 and 1/6. Now moving on to question number 2, where this time we're being asked to multiply negative 4 times negative 3/8. And remembering our first step, we need to multiply our numerators. But before we can do that, we need to rewrite our whole number as a fraction. So we're going to write a fraction where the value of our whole number is our numerator and the value of our denominator is 1. So now we're going to rewrite the rest of this multiplication problem, so we have times negative 3/8. So now we can actually multiply our numerators. And since we have two negatives here, we have two of the same signs. So our answer is going to be a positive product. So when we multiply negative 4 times negative 3, we get the product of 12. Now we're going to multiply our denominators. When we multiply 1 times 8, we get 8 for the improper fraction of 12/8. Now we're going to simplify this fraction here. So we're going to convert this improper fraction into a mixed number. And to do this, we're going to think, how many equal groups of 8 can we make out of 12? Well, we know that we can make 1 equal group of 8 out of 12, and that's going to leave us with 4 left over. So that 4 is going to be our numerator. And then our denominator hasn't changed. It's still in 8s, giving us the mixed number of 1 and 4/8. But we can simplify this mixed number even further, because both 8 and 4 are multiples of 4. So we're going to divide both the denominator and the numerator by 4 in order to simplify this mixed number even further. The 1 here hasn't changed. We haven't changed the value of that whole number, but we are going to simplify the fractional part of this mixed number. And when we divide 8 by 4 for the denominator, we get 2. And then for the numerator, when we divide 4 by 4, we get 1 for the mixed number of 1 and 1/2. So when we multiply negative 4 times negative 3/8, we get the mixed number of 1 and 1/2 when written in its lowest possible terms. So hopefully by now you understand how to multiply a whole number by a negative fraction. Help make math less complicated by smashing those like and subscribe buttons. As always, enjoy today's math journey.